played out because most likely there was a court order.
Okay.
You see, in all of this, what I see is self-aggrandizement, too much of shenanigans among some of our politicians. You see, because you were once or you are in a high office, you sense this arrogant maniacs. They're there. Are you getting it? Because you have a certain measure of power does not mean you should go about behaving, in a lawless manner. A man who used to be a lawmaker, ask me the kind of law that man would just propose to, or the kind of bill he would want to sponsor. Because for I may be wrong, but from my deduction from the whole story is like this: maybe they went to court, maybe they did not, but whichever way you look at it, the mother was given custody of the children,
or at least she had the children in her custody.
So he now had to forcefully take them from her, because with all of his so-called, all the high office and everything, he didn't have to come with the whole of Nigerian army or Nigerian police to come and see his children. And from the story, maybe there was a bit of an exaggeration on the part of the woman that said she threw them. A violent man is a violent man.
So you could
when somebody is violent, even they don't know when they are throwing their babies into the dustbin. Are you getting it? So bottom line is, he treated those children unfairly, whether for whatever reason. Are you getting it? And I think, they should toe the legal route, because what he did, children, because they are year old. For me, there are some things that happened maybe 20 years ago. I may not remember everything, cannot remind me.
Yeah.
But something happened when I was very little that if I just remember, it is like it happened yesterday. Are you getting it? So for a man, even if he wanted to claim custody of those children, maybe it wasn't given. I want to forcefully take. He is not capable of taking care of this. See the way he handled, the way he even come to collect something. The children he was so violent, a lawmaker. So we can't even have in our hollow chamber, and we keep having issues. Nobody is turning out laws that will guide Nigeria's property, and the ones that they are not implemented, because this is clear against the law. Because these children, because they are babies, they have their rights. If they were older, they could defend themselves. Do you think they would agree to whatever I did to them?
Absolutely.
So this is it is all self-aggrandizement. You should go and sit somewhere and take fresh air. What he did, absolutely, me, I'm standing for those children. What he did to them was bad. And I'm ashamed of him for ever being in the house as a lawmaker, because as a law, sometimes if outside of some places you could behave somehow, when you have been to some places,
you should know better.
Do you understand?
And because you know better, you should do better.
Exactly. So if an ex-lawmaker could do anything against the law without beating an eyelid, then where are we?
Absolutely true. I feel let me direct this question at you first, because I know you have some thoughts, but I want to ask, do you think that do you think a conversation could have preceded all of this to have prevented this from happening? Do you think that a civil conversation could have stopped this in any kind of way?
I feel so. Yes, I feel so. Because I was going to say that even if there was an issue with the mother
and the father,
between parents, there are still civil ways to go about things. You want to go and carry just 2 children, and then you recruited almost the whole army.
2 1-year-olds. 1-year-olds. Like the same bills.
This is highly embarrassing. First of all, they are not criminals. They are children, and that is a clear case of child abuse for you to just violently take them. Then also you went to somebody's house, broke down the door.
Thank you for pointing that out.
You were not. Yes, that is trespassing. It's a threat to their life as well. So you don't just enter a place. And there's a family. If this person was truly your wife, there is a family system that can handle this. You needn't go and bring the whole uniform people, all cover the mask. So what are you trying to prove? To threaten us or what?
Very important.
So even if the woman happens to be a strong person, by virtue of your position, there are still civil ways to talk about these things. You don't just do things irrationally. And the Holy Book says that if you cannot manage your house, you don't have a place, a business managing any public space. It is clear. So I guess it's high time we stop furnishing babies to be our lawmakers.
Actually, that's a very valid point. And it goes back to what you were saying, Ibn Abu. It goes back to what you were saying.
I wanted to add to just say something based on that. It's very, very important to understand that we don't have the full picture.
Very true.
So you don't know what threats the woman must have made to the man as well, that made the man come with such a big army. Women can talk, we can talk, and that is why we have to be very careful. Even as women, we have to train ourselves, because we have a lot of angry men out there. They're trying to make ends meet, and they come back home and the women are complaining they want to be competitive with them. And I hear stories of women pushing their husbands to do bad things, just to make sure that they are up to the Joneses. We have to talk to ourselves, because we always become the victims. So we have to find ways to protect ourselves, and we have to be positive. Find positive ways to protect ourselves and our children. Look at the threat. He's not only threatening her inside the home, he is threatening her outside the home. It's very, very key, because the issue of domestic violence, we always say, okay, go away from the man. Okay, she's dead. The man is still threatening her. It's a serious problem, because there are some people that will say, even if I die, I must kill you. Keep skills and manage crisis situation, even as women, because we never know when we're going to encounter the crisis. We might encounter it in the home, we can encounter it outside the home. We have to protect ourselves and our children as well. Okay, see, the children were violently put in all these things could have been avoided if maybe the woman took a wiser step. Wisdom is a defense. Wisdom preserves lives.
I also want to say that. Sorry to interject. Wisdom is profitable to direct. True. And I'm directing that to the former lawmaker.
Yes, the former lawmaker.
You understand? See, it doesn't take. And there are some people. The Holy Book describes them as wicked and unreasonable. No matter how much you even go to the school of how to behave, if there's a school like that, yes, and you graduate and you come out from there and you cannot still be good enough by their standards, and they don't have anything to show on their own part to show that they have a high moral standard. So you see, what I see here, like I said, the story came from the woman and the children's grandmother, the maternal grandmother. So no matter how badly they must have painted this man, for me, my own point of judgment is coming from the angle of the fact that he came with in such manner. Do you understand? See, there are times you see some things and you just faint. You just pass out. You are going to pick two babies. Do you know that anyone could do anything in the heat of anger? So a man who does not know how to curtail his anger, who does not know how to handle himself, is always beside himself when he's angry, there is nothing. Even bring the woman directly from the best, part of the heaven, she cannot please him.
Because let me say something.
I know what I'm talking about, because I have seen, due to the nature of what I do, I have seen a lot. I have seen a couple where sometimes it's like, well, maybe I don't understand. To serve him food, this woman is very well educated. If we begin to count all the certificates, we will tire. A bookworm of a woman. She would go on her knees. Daddy, honey, sugar. And he will sit there. And yes, enjoy it. It's fine. I will do it to my husband too. But you do not take such for granted. It takes two to tango. It takes a madman to begin to fight against himself. So it takes you to fight, it takes you to tango back and forth. But this particular case, until the man is able to clear the air, and he will need a lot of things. He will need the best cleaning service to clean it,
because there has to be a perspective we are not seeing from this story that could have warranted that.
There's a perspective I'm seeing in this story. This one says, we had him direct the army to take the children and then promised her that he was going to deal with them.
Not with her. Not he was going to deal with her. That means he was going to deal with them.
That means them, the children.
Okay, no, actually, I think he was referring to the wife and the younger sister whose house he invaded.
Yes.
So I don't think it's the children. It goes back to what Patricia was saying. It's still violence.
This kind of people.
See, the problem here is not the woman. The problem is the law. We have laws that are not being implemented.
Look, I deal with a lot of divorce cases. In fact, I have one right now. And the problem is the woman doesn't want to stay with the husband. This man had a lot of money before until he lost his job. The woman was enjoying the marriage. She was traveling abroad. She was having kids abroad. Then all of a sudden, the man lost his job. She can't keep up with the Joneses anymore. She looks at her sister who has a very wealthy husband, parading cars everywhere. And, nothing is happening to her. And so she's beginning to disturb the man and telling the man all sorts. Right now, she's moved out of the house. Because apparently to her, the man can't even
answer her for her needs anymore.
It's so wrong. What we're trying to do now is to try to see if we can reconcile both of them. There's not even an issue of domestic violence here. It's an issue of, you want to keep living the kind of life you've always
on a lot of levels. There are too many layers to that. If we're being honest, there are too many layers to that.
You see, unfortunately, you can't force two unlike terms together.
It could have been that it was the man's money that attracted the woman in the first place.
As much as it is bad that when the going was good,
you hung in there.
You were there. You sat down. You opened your legs. Wow, you enjoying everything. Then when times became very hard, you want to hit the street. You see, it is good. It is good. You can counsel this woman, but you see, a lot of times we tend to force these people to go back to their homes, and they end up killing them because they will end top of a lot of hatred. And someday, somebody told me that she visited the home that so many issues with a lot of other things, and then the doctor told her that she was depressed, and she was like, depressed. Not be carrying myself. Do you understand?
How do you even know depressed?
And he had to break it down. So she was giving me the gist, the IB. She thought for you to be depressed, you have to be displaying some
physical, maybe sadness.
She just wanted to, so she went for checkup. And the man told her, you are depressed already. And it is showing, the signs you are seeing in your body is the signs of depression, because depression would affect your digestive system. It would affect a lot of things within your body. Your body system will not work the way it should work. So what am I saying here? Fortunately, you see, just like Trisha said, there are so many women who talk. A particular woman came to WFM to complain about how her husband had been manhandling her and she needed help. You know what happened later? By the time the help was going to come, she said, no. It's okay, it's fine. We have sorted things out. Blah, 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 blah,
It has changed.
Do you understand? Within a few, okay? Such a woman, so what do? You just carry yourself and go there. After he came to
of course not. No. It's really she came to you.
Because they have, it is their prerogative.
Exactly.
If you decide to play deaf to sense of reasoning, to the words of wisdom, too bad.
And some of them tell a lot of lies. When you hear from the other side, I'm not trying to be against women, I'm a woman. But let's help ourselves. Let's prevent, because we are always the victims. And we don't want to continue being the victims.
No, we don't.
We don't. You hear a lot of lies. I actually took one all the way to Togo All the way I went went to Togo. When I found out the truth, she abandoned me in Togo. The first time I was in Togo, I was basically to go back to the embassy to report and say, oh, this is what happened.
Situation.
And I had to now go and look for a hotel, where I could sleep. Because when I got there, my eyes opened and I saw the atrocities the woman was committing. I was like, look at her, no, you're not supposed to be doing this. You're not supposed to be, no matter what, you're supposed, and all that. So we have to talk to ourselves as well. Because the health of our health, just like she was talking about depression, is important, and the health of our children is equally important.
But a lot of things we display.
Actually, I see where Patricia is coming from. I see where she's coming from.
The man and the woman, we have to work on ourselves.
I like that she said that. Yes. Like it or not, we happen to always be the victims. Yes, a lot of people say men do get abused too. Men are also in impossible situations, and it's true. But even statistics have shown that largely it's women that are on the brunt or the receiving end of this kind of thing. So yes, we need to talk to ourselves, but we also need to keep letting these men know that there's a lot of work that they need to do as well. So there's a lot of inner work that we need to do, because there's so much that society has normalized. There's so
continually prune yourself.
A lot, back to back, every single day. Men also need to know that the fact that society has given you entitlement as a man does not give you free passes to do as you please. And in this case, the fact that upon that male entitlement is the fact that you have amassed political influence and control. So to a certain level, you have control here and there. It still doesn't mean you should abuse that. It still doesn't mean you should abuse that.
This is a clear case of abduction, and the man decided it to be so. Like I rightly said, he would have adopted more civil ways to handle the situation. But you decided to go and bring all your goons to say that I have this power. He's not even man enough. He's not even man enough, because as a man, I can exert my will and say, please, I want to see my kids. And you don't have a right to deny me. I want to visit my kids.
Let's not forget that if there was a sort of restraining order, something like that, constitutes an abduction. That would constitute an abduction. That's why I said it was a restraining order. Something that because you're supposed to keep him away from the children, then you could call this an abduction. But if there is no such thing, you can't call this an abduction.
See, there is no such thing. I don't care. It could be interpreted. I'm not a lawyer, but I've been to a lot of.
That is true.
For him to have gone there with
all the
threat. See, if there was we don't. As a lawmaker, I should know better. If there were threats, what ways could he have taken that would make him look like a law-abiding citizen? What if we didn't have the money to buy this?
I was going to ask Somto a question. If I come in here with armed men and remove you from this building, did I abduct you? No. Just say again. Now, and not forgetting also that we don't know if there was a restraining order or not.
No, we don't. We really don't.
And then why I said this man decided for it to be an abduction, because this is a similar case of what about
Yes, and even what happened to get abducted. The children
He was violent. He was against the children. He was against the witch custodian. I'm just saying. So this is a case of abduction. I want to draw attention.
Why I'm using this word abduction. See, rape could also happen this way. You can't say it's because it's the father.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So it is a case of abduction, and he decided for it to be so. So let's toe the line with him.
That's all right. So I know we're feeling very. There's so many things.
So because you see why this is a little bit hot. You can feel the atmosphere.
Absolutely.
It's because this man was a former lawmaker.
Yeah.
So it's embarrassing that a former Nigerian lawmaker who should advise somebody to have taken this action not to actually became the one doing it, because irrespective of the reasons, you are a lawmaker, you should be law abiding. You don't see what You see, apart from other things, the when you go and marry a woman, and everybody says no, 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 and you forcefully take her, there is a spirit that will follow you.
This one is a bit small spirit. Okay, so we're coming back to this story. We're definitely coming back to it. But this is. I can feel all the heat concerning everything going on. But there's another perspective I want us to look at. But yes, we're coming back to this. This is still Panorama on your Women Radio WFM 91.7.
Different sizes and different parts. This is me, I'm in back 400 naira. Good for your heart. People will listen to your heart. You
You need money, rent money, business money, rent money, school fees money, rent money, anything money, rent money, house rent money, rent money, money to hold money, rent money, want to invest your money, rent money, anything money, rent money. For personal or business loans or to earn great interest on your savings, visit rainmoney.com or call 0700 5500. Real money, rent money.
Uncle Dentist, what are cavities and how does Colgate protect my teeth from cavities? Does this use Kung Fu?
No dear, most tooth pains are caused by tooth holes called cavities. When you brush daily with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, its expert formula blocks natural calcium in our teeth and helps protect them from cavities.
It's time to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Colgate is recommended by the Nigerian Dental Association.
Our world is threatened by terrorism, wars, killings, and various vices. Its effects are mostly felt by women and girls. Peace and security is a collective responsibility as it concerns women, girls, and boys. Join WANET on Women's Voices for Peace every Tuesday at 3 p.m. on Women Radio WFM 91. As we engage on issues of women, peace, and security. On Women's Voices for Peace on Women Radio WFM 91.7.
Radio Doctor on WFM 91.7 every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. brings you medical experts specialized in women's health.
If you're a 20th cycle person, just come forward on your day 14 you want to ovulate.
Call in to get free consultation on women's health on 07000 917 917 and 090 256 25455. You can send in questions, cases, and related contributions on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at WFM 917. Text and WhatsApp to 070 317 56537. You can listen live online on www.wfm917.com. Radio Doctor, Nigeria's first free consultation radio health program on WFM 91.7.
It's the bomb.
It's the bomb, baby.
The best, baby. We're bringing it to you live. This is Human Radio.
21 minutes to 10 on your Women Radio WFM 91.7, Nigeria's only radio station for women and their families. You're welcome to Panorama. If you're just tuning in, welcome again. Panorama is where we have the ladies from different geopolitical zones come together to discuss, dissect, and disagree on topical issues of the day. So the phone lines are open. You can call in to let us know how you feel concerning the different issues that we'll be discussing today. The number to call is 07000 917 917 or 7000 917 917. Go ahead, pick up the phone, call us, and let us know what your thoughts are. Again, 07000 917 917. Yes, you can also send a text or a WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537 or 703 1756537. I'm Sumto Titilayo Ajama, and of course I have with me Adenike Quadri. Madam Patricia is also in the studio. I'm very happy about that. And of course, Madam Ibianabo is in the studio as well. So if you have been following the conversation, we're talking about the case of the lawmaker, the ex-lawmaker that allegedly abducted twin children, or his twin children. And this is coming from the perspective of the maternal grandmother, and this is practically, how do I put this? This is practically a very debatable case. If you've been following the conversation so far, you will see why I use that word, very debatable, different perspectives to it. And that much, I think, was established in the course of today. So I want to draw our attention to, I think we should wrap up this story very soon, but let me just draw our attention to this part that says, they reported the matter to the airport police station in Calabar and also to their lawyer who has been handling the case. Now, when contacted, the police public relations officer said the matter is yet to be reported to the state police command. Now, again, they reported the matter to the police station, but the police public relations officer is saying that that matter is yet to be reported to state police command, as the DPO of the airport police station had not been briefed at the time of this report. Now, I'm bothered because now it looks like from every angle there's nothing being done about it. Because if the matter has been reported, you would think that, okay, commensurate action will be taken, and at least some information to reassure the family from which her children were taken away from her. But at this case, it's like everything is kind of hanging in limbo. So the matter has been reported, but now the police public relations officer is saying that the matter is now yet to be reported to their organ. So I'm now asking myself, so if we carry our matter come me to say, you get it happen, one thing, do 5 things, now so everything take up one. Your content will say, maybe we'll wait small. Because we get that we're supposed to report this matter to before we go feed do anything. So I want to hear your comments on that, but there's a call coming in. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for calling. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is David.
Hello, David.
Calling from Lagos. Yeah.
Thank you for calling.
I don't want to continue with discussion.
Okay.
You said one thing. You guys know the detail of what actually happened. Yes, let's look at that. I have a similar case with my own senior sister. What we do is go to the welfare. And the welfare system, so they have the man to be responsible for the 2 kids. Up to now, he was not responsible. I can use this period to appeal to that woman to just take it easy and let the law take its track.
Thank you very much, David.
The police, and let the police do their job. No, that's because of the influence they are denying, but make us do it to the root of it. So my advice to the woman is that just take it easy for now, and everything going to be good. If you don't remember where they are starting from.
Thank you very much, David. Thank you for that. That's also one direction to tour, and I'm glad that he mentioned that, because we just end this police matter now. Say you never get anything they do about it. So I'm now wondering, policemen, they pay me for this thing when we don't answer, because we discussed so many perspectives. What could be, what could not be, injunction, police court order, restraining order, possibilities. Even the one we know the story said, we talk I'm just in case. But now the matter has actually been reported to the police, and what we're hearing is that because it hasn't been reported to the state police command. So does that mean nothing yet until God puts mouth for this matter? Is there no first aid for police protocol that they can do for something like this? So I'll start with you, Patricia.
Okay.
There's no something like
that we've had so far. dealing with family matters, police people, they don't like to delve into family matters. They don't. They just tell you, the worst thing they tell you, this is not family matter, make una go settle. That the people from your side and your papa and mama from the other, that they don't like it. Because at the end of the day, let me tell you what usually happens. At the end of the day, if not even the police, if you side one party, the husband and the wife goes at the back and reconcile, you become enemy to, both of them. So police people are careful when dealing with these issues because they term it a family matter and it should be settled with the court in the court or settled within the family. And then of course we have the issue of how the police is also, and the bureaucracy and the way things work with the police system as well. But first and foremost, what they tell us anytime we go is that it is a family matter, it should be settled within the family. So they are quite reluctant, they are not very enthusiastic about the threat to life is probably what they should look at. Exactly. Because it's very important for the woman. That threat to life, that's where it pains me. The man has threatened the woman outside the marriage. And he has taken the children. So taking the children is one thing. He's still threatening the woman and her sister. She has to run to whatever kind of security she can find, Nigeria or abroad. Because you don't know. When a man is angry with his wife, I don't know. It could escalate. It could escalate. And that's my worry. So for the woman.
Okay. Someone to the abroad.
That one a different matter.
You see, firstly, the age of the children involved. 1 year old set of twins is very disheartening. They should be with their mother. In some cases, maybe they're still being breastfed. Are you getting it?
Yes.
After all, it is the people are encouraged to be baby friendly and all that. You understand? Having said that, the reason for the high level of impunity in Nigeria is because of the role some of the officers of the Nigerian police put up. If you nip things in the bud, it might not escalate. But when a report is made and you are waiting for step 1 to get to step 2 to 3 to 4, as if they are coming all the way from heaven and they have to pass through these 7 layers of heaven before they now come to where? Are you getting it? It is unfair, and it is, I'll say it over and over, it is what encourages impunity in Nigeria. Because some people will tell you, if I go to the police, they won't do anything. So, meaning what?
I will take justice in my hands.
You see, when police tell you this is family matter, they under civil case. Not a civil case.
Yes, which courts can still handle.
Civil case. It's a civil. So they should, and police should not be afraid of coming in because you don't even know them. So you should
allowed under the law to resolve family.
You don't need to resolve.
It's not the resolution.
Do the needful
when there's a crime.
Don't gravitate
to life that you mentioned.
Do not gravitate to any
side. Just objectively handle.
Be very objective. And are you telling me that if a woman wants to the police that she's having these issues with her husband, you say go and settle. Before she ran to the police, she probably had made effort to settle and nothing was forthcoming. So when you keep sending her back, you are telling her go and take laws into your hands. This is where police intervened. They called the husband and she made a report. She wrote her own. He wrote his own. The DPO looked at it and then called the two of them and told them that, look, we can only do A, B, C, and D for you. But if this matter goes beyond this, we will charge you to court. Are you getting it? But say something, please. Do something. Don't completely throw away everything saying that it is a family matter. Go and settle it, because this is the reason why a lot of men are manhandling their wives and women are fighting back. If police will just at least Nobody is saying you support the husband because you are a man.
But if the women will know that when I take my case to you,
There has to
there's
be
a certain
there has to
wisdom,
be
there's a
an
certain action
part of the
done
police.
from the police to you that would even send a message to the man in question. Or if it's the man that's being abused and you go to the police, they'll send a message to the woman, basically to the person who is hurting the other person. Letting them know, letting them know that we can, now this has been made official. So if you go beyond a certain point, we already have a record of you doing this thing, saying this thing, and we can take appropriate action going forward.
I don't think from the experience I have had that the police justice says, it's not just that they say go, they will tell them, oh, the guys are still on the matter. They just don't all that. Yeah, but they'll tell them go settle it and report back. They usually give a date because once you run to the police for anything, the file opened and all that. So they have the report. So they'll give you a report date for family if you have settled the
so if you don't come back with a report, they feel like okay,
yes. Reconciliation first, because that's also what the courts do. We first of all, but of course, once there's domestic violence, we stay away because
of course.
But then we also encourage reconciliation. I believe more in separation than. I know what divorce can do to children. I see children cry, or when they see only their mother coming to pick them and their mates, their mother, their father is like, oh, then ask, where is your father? And there are stories. It hurts them. There's an emotional. I mean, people don't understand what
there's actually so much.
Unfortunately, a lot of women were so overwhelmed with the feelings of their children, and they eventually die in the marriage. So it's unfortunate. And when you leave, what do you do with yourself? Because you see, we always leave things inconclusive. Separate. When you separate from the man, nobody condemns you when he goes about picking other women and doing all sorts. But the woman should wait
until the man is ready to come back.
And if he never comes back, she should continue to wait. Even at that, even with that, the children still suffer because they're not together.
I think we're rounding up very soon now. I think I want to also ask you a question, but the issue with separation, I think to a large extent that even the law gives it a certain period of time. And after that certain period, if nothing is done for both parties, then it's basically a divorce. It's basically a divorce in play. So I want to ask you, this part where the man came with masked people, armed masked people, there's a huge potential that anything could have happened if the situation escalated and there were an exchange of bullets somehow in the mix. These children could have been hurt. Is that something that was considered at all in this entire situation, do you think?
I cannot speak for this man, and he's certainly not to be trusted, because if you can just to carry 2 1-year-olds, you came with 5 SUVs, all masked men and all. Because sitting here all along, I've been quiet. I was actually counting charges against him. To start with abduction, trespassing, threat to life, child abuse, assault, stalking, misuse of public office. So this is how many charges now.
Just to say the least,
about 6 or 7.
I am not the judge and I'm not a lawyer. So if I am counting this already, so I wonder what he would face if this makes it to the courts. So I just feel that we should learn to be responsible citizens, whether we're in power or not, at our spaces. Because this thing is so common in Nigeria. You go to public offices, you want to just do simple things, but because the person is sitting at the desk, they need to misbehave. So I just think we should up our games
and just do better and do better as people. Well, thank you very much, Adenike. Thank you for being a part of Panorama today. Thank you very much, Patricia, for also being a part of Panorama. It's really good to see you. I don't know why I'm saying that. And of course, to you, Ibn Abba, thank you also.
Thank you for having us.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Today has been I feel like we should continue. So maybe just carry our load the waka. But I do have to say thank you very much also for joining us. This is I love this. Thank you. And to you as well for tuning in, for listening. Thank you very much. This is Panorama on Women Radio 91.7, where we have the ladies come together to discuss, dissect, and disagree on topical issues of the day. Tomorrow is another time, 9:05 to 10 a.m. on Women Radio 91.7. I hope you've taken one or two things from all the conversations so far. Know better, do better. Don't misuse power at any level. It doesn't have to be political power. It can be emotional power. It can be financial power. As long as you have power over somebody, don't misuse it. And most importantly, be good to yourself and be good to people around you. So thank you very much again, Adenike. Thank you very much, Patricia. Thank you very much, Ibinaba. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. And of course, good morning.
To sponsor this program, call the number 0816 480